Hey guys, welcome back to L&D Home, and if you are new, welcome. Today we are looking a little bit crazy in my daughter's room, and let me go ahead and tell you why. Not why we're looking crazy. We're looking crazy because we've been doing projects, but let me tell you why we're in this room today. So it has been quite a while since I have kind of rearranged or updated our daughter's room at all. So with her birthday coming up, when I was filming this and doing this whole process, I chose a time where she wasn't going to be with us for a few days because she was going to be at her mom's house, so that I could surprise her with this for a little early birthday present. I just think it's time for like a little bit of an upgrade. She's getting older. She's going to be starting middle school this school year coming up. And while we're not painting the walls and doing like a whole big thing, I did think it was time for a refresh. Okay, so surprisingly, these are all of my daughter's toys. I actually just had her today, before she left to go to her mom's house, get rid of anything that she didn't want anymore or that she was not playing with. And this is what is left. She put everything in a trash bag so that I could take it to Goodwill. She's emptied 2 containers, mostly with like baby dolls and like things like that. In here, she still has some of her little tiny, I don't even remember what they're called. I've bought so many of them. And like these items. So I'm just going to probably consolidate some of this stuff. Like this can go in here with this. And then we will have a place for like the Legos and her little light bright and all of that stuff. So that way we don't have anything crazy sitting on the shelves, because those 3 top shelves are going to be, there we go, going to be for like her DVDs that were up there. I might be moving like her CD player over there as well, so she has more room over here because she is getting just overrun with books. Also on the bottom here, she has some like bracelet making stuff. I might put that in one of the containers, so that would free her up for some more books down there as well. Maybe move some of the books down. Not sure, but I removed all of that stuff so I can pull this out. My goal is, I know I'm really zoomed in, but the only light in this room is that one. That's another goal on our list too, is to get her a different light. So she has like more than one, because that's just not working. But my goal is to switch the bed and that, but put the bed more kind of in the center, like off center in the wall, because she's still going to have her desk. I may switch these 2 pieces of furniture so she can pull out her chair more easily. I don't know, but I want the bed to kind of be a little bit more of a focal point when you walk into the room. So I might have to try and pull some of this stuff off the wall that we did like a long time ago. I will find the last video I did redoing my daughter's room and have that link down below. We did like a whole little refresh and everything, but it's just time for another refresh for her. I think it's been a while since we've done that video. It's been a while since anything has been touched in here. It is amazing how much stuff you find when you move furniture from where it usually is, especially in a kid's room. There was all kinds of stuff behind this thing. Don't even know how it got there, but it was there. So I picked up the big pieces, vacuumed all whole area up, and now I am putting together this nightstand that I got on Amazon. I will have it linked down below. I will say there were some pieces that were a little bit tricky to put together. Overall, the whole thing went pretty well, but when I got to the part where like the drawers slide in, that part was a little bit tricky, and the bottom drawer is like a little bit wonky. Now they are like the fabric drawers. They're not like actual real drawers. They're kind of like the fabric bins that are in her cube organizer, just in a smaller form, that are like have little handles on the front that you can push in and out of this nightstand. So I didn't want anything too crazy because I don't know if her room's going to stay like this long term. In the next few years, I would like to do a bit of like a kind of like remodel in here, like actually paint the walls and, you know, get her some better furniture and stuff like that. But that is just not in the budget right now. But I wanted to do something special for her with her birthday coming up and the fact that she is just growing up so fast. And I wanted a cheap nightstand because I wasn't sure how she would like the idea of a nightstand or if she would really utilize it. Plus, I needed something really small because the space I'm going to be putting it in is kind of tight and kind of tiny. Overall, like long term, I kind of want to get her like a loft bed, not a really tall one because I don't want her to like hit her head on the ceiling or anything, but something where she can have a desk space or a creative space underneath her bed, because I think that would just kind of free up some room for her, because this is a small room, but it's not just small, it's a little bit of like an awkward shape. The closet jets out because the closet like is above like the stair area, and it's kind of like an awkward shape. So I went with this small nightstand so it would fit perfectly in the space for her. I am going to be moving her bed. It is a twin size bed. We can't fit anything bigger in here, out of the nook that it is in currently. And I'm going to be putting it over here right next to the nightstand. That's another reason I wanted a nightstand that was rather small, because I want her to have some space to actually pull out her chair at her desk and utilize kind of like that desk area. She likes to do a lot of crafting and drawing and things over there. But I wanted, like I said, the bed to be like a focal point of the room. So I'm going to be taking her bed and I'm going to be pushing it to the other side of the room. And this cube organizer you see here with her TV on it, that is going to be actually going into the nook. We did have her room already set up like this when we first moved into the house, and it didn't like work super well at that time, but I don't know that this is working super well either. Like I said, it's just a weird space, so we're kind of working with what we got. I also had thought about getting her like one of those kind of trundle beds that has like storage underneath, kind of like a day bed, I guess I should say, where it kind of goes against the wall and it has like the storage underneath. So let me know if you either have a loft bed or one of those like day beds with storage underneath for your kiddos. And if you do, how you are liking it, where you got it from, all that good stuff. Because in the future, like I said, in the next few years, I would like to make a little bit more of an upgrade for her, kind of like more of a big girl room as she continues to grow up. And she's going to be in high school before we know it. I mean, starting 6th grade this school year coming up. So crazy to think how grown she has gotten. So I just want to make her room a little bit more her. So down the line, I do want to do something extra special. But for now, we're just kind of working with what we have. And I think that's perfectly okay. When you look at a room and you're like, I hate this, I don't like it, I want to redo it, you might think like, I don't have the money. I don't have the money to redo all that. Like, I just can't afford it. But you can rearrange a room and do things on a really tight budget and still make a really big impact in the space. So don't discourage yourself if you're looking at a room in your home and you're thinking, I would love to change this, but I'm broke. You can definitely do it for free or on a very, very tight budget. After I got done organizing the little toys that she has left over that she did not want to get rid of, I was trying to finagle those cords and all of that. We are going to go back to that little nook, but I am going to be working on this side of the room. I did try and peel some of her like stickers off of the wall so I could move them over, put a few behind her nightstand. Some of them peeled off okay and restuck, and some of them did not. Now, these stickers have been up here since we did our last room makeover, which will be linked down below, when we completely transformed her room and, you know, again, we didn't paint the walls. Painting is just such a pain sometimes. But we kind of changed the whole color scheme from like really, really bright to something a little bit more subtle and a little bit more her. So I will have that video linked down below. But I had put these stickers up in that video, and they have been sticking really, really well. Now, I will say they don't remove and then restick very well. I've learned after they've been on the wall for a few years. And there were a few spots of the paint that did get chipped off. But I don't know that I really like can blame the stickers for that, because when we moved into this house, everything was like already painted, and it was already this like purple color in this room. And as you may know, if you are not new to the channel, things were not done so great in this house before we moved in, including some of the paint jobs that were done. So I don't know if I blame that on the stickers or the fact that they just like globbed paint wherever. I'm not really sure, but I'm just working on getting her bed kind of situated in this side of the room. And then I'm going to find my second cup, empty cup, randomly on the floor of the video here in a little bit. At this point in the process, I was definitely running on fumes. As you could see, it's getting much darker and the quality of the video is not great. But since I had a limited time to do this because I wanted to surprise her, I couldn't like wait until the next day because I wanted to make sure I had everything completely done. So I ended up working like well into the evening. Later in the video, you're going to see my son pop in after he gets home from work and he's talking to me. So I was definitely running out of steam at this point, but I had to get things done. So we are keeping her desk and keeping this little bookshelf she has. She loves books. She has so many books. It's insane. Too many. She can't even read them. But we are just switching those two things around, just so when she pulls her chair out, she's not like too close to the bed. I also want to make sure she has room to like get off of the bed and everything. So we just switched those two pieces of furniture around, and I'm going to be putting some shelves over here in this corner. This is something that she requested. I didn't tell her I was doing this room makeover, but she has been really into Legos. She got some Legos for Christmas. She also got some Legos for her birthday after this whole like room refresh was done. She got some new Lego sets for her birthday as well. She's been really into it, and she had just kind of randomly mentioned to me she wanted some shelves to store her Legos on. So I ended up getting a pack of shelves off of Amazon. I will have them linked down below. They were super easy to install. The quality of them was not as great as the shelves that I put in my room, but they're pretty decent quality, I will say. And they came in a lot of different colors. So I ended up getting white because that matches with her vibe in here. And if we do end up changing her room and paint color and stuff in the next couple years, we can still keep these shelves. I'm almost thinking, there's my son. I'm almost thinking that I need to buy even more shelves like down the line because these are like almost already full. So I might need to grab another pack and figure out where I can put those somewhere in the room for more Lego sets, or maybe I just need to get another bookshelf. I'm not sure, but for now we are going with the shelves.
Throw away our labor like a piece of paper, gone and won't be found. And ooh, 'cause you were not wrong. And ooh, 'cause we are not one. You've blown out the last ray and buried us in cold waves. I'm dancing in the mess you left behind. Oh, now you know
The only thing I did not like about these shelves was the anchors that came with them. I was drilling and drilling and drilling and making that hole as big as I could possibly make it where the anchors were still going to be effective, and they were bending when I was trying to hammer them in. So I ended up using some of the anchors that came with the shelves, but I also ended up having to use some that we just had in our stash. So I love the shelves. I just don't love the anchors, and luckily anchors are pretty cheap if you just want to like buy a pack of them or something to make sure that you have a nice sturdy hold. I cleaned everything off, like all of the dust and everything off of the shelves from when I was drilling, and then I started placing some of her Legos and her items on there. I'm going to be using these two shelves right here that you see. I'm going to be getting rid of those. Actually, I'm not going to be using them in the space, so I kind of had to swap everything over, put all of her books back on the bookshelf, and right now I'm just working on kind of reorganizing and kind of putting this space back together.
Though you're gone, it feels like something's watching me. I turn my head around to see if the stalker is you, but all I see is rain. And ooh, 'cause you were right all the time. And ooh.
At some point, we are going to fix this hole in the wall that you're about to see behind that picture. Yeah, that big hole. We're going to fix it eventually. But the thing is, we can't really fix it, or we can't like even fill small nail holes because we don't have the same color paint. It was not left in the garage when we moved in. And even if it was, it would be so dried out and gross by now because we've lived in this house for like 6+ years at this point. So all of the nail holes and the holes and just the random things that are wrong with the walls are going to have to wait until I do eventually repaint this entire room for her. Her favorite color is blue, so we'll probably go with like a blue accent wall and then neutral on the rest, something like that. But for now, we're just kind of working with what we have and what we can afford. So I'm just hanging this cork board above that hole over it so you can't see it, and putting this board back up because she likes to display her artwork on there. I'm then going to just work on getting the desk back together, and she loves this moonlight. I think it might be from Amazon as well. She got that for Christmas, maybe. If it is from Amazon, I will have it linked down below. I can't remember if it was Amazon or Walmart, but if I can find it, because this was actually from my Aunt Nancy, but since she was ill at the time, she's no longer with us anymore, sadly, but since she was ill at the time, I was doing all of the shopping for her, so I did purchase that moonlight. I just can't remember where I got it from, so if I can find it, I will have it linked down below. It is so cute, and she absolutely loves it.
We are not fine. You've blown out the last ray and buried us in cold waves.
We are now in the next morning. The lighting is much better in here during the daytime. Still not great, but much better. And we are just going to be finishing up this room today. As you can see, I have an absolute disaster everywhere. This is where I left it when I finally pooped out the evening before. So I'm just going to be cleaning up a lot of the trash, taking things out of the room that we're no longer going to be using, like pictures and things like that, because we're replacing those. Just kind of getting things kind of decluttered a little bit and cleaned up a little bit so that I can focus on the other side of the room I haven't been able to tackle, which is putting up her lamp, moving all of her books to the other side, and eventually working over here on her TV thing that is behind me. So just getting things ready so that we can start moving along with this project and get this done today.
The mess you left behind. Oh, now you don't know me, can't control or own me, but you're the one who's playing with my mind. Yeah. So I'm just dancing in the mess you left behind.
There were lots of like scuffs and like weird like sweat marks or whatever they were all over the walls. The walls are not clean. And since, like I said, we can't repaint in here at the moment, I am just going to be taking a magic eraser and trying to get as much of this stuff off the walls as I can in the spots that are really noticeable. So that's going to be my next step because I do want it to look clean and fresh in here without having to repaint. And the magic eraser works really, really great for this.
So I'm just dancing in the mess you left behind. Ooh, I'm just dancing in the mess you left behind. You've blown out the last ray and buried us in
Not the dirtiest of water dumps I've done, but still kind of gross considering I only did like a few spots on the wall. I did decide to go ahead and give this a refresh and just look at this white paint go on and look at the color of the door next to it. Like, this really brightened up the room. I'm not going to show you me painting the entire door because, well, that would be boring. I've done a lot of painting here on this channel, and I don't know if you're interested in seeing me paint this door white, this very off-white door white, but it really just brightened up the room. I ended up doing 2 coats, and while it's not perfect, I will be doing 1 more coat when we eventually paint this room. While it is not perfect, it definitely just brightened up the room a lot. I'm still trying to decide what I'm going to do with that little top silver bit, if I'm going to leave it that way or paint it black like the rest of the kind of like door closet frames in our house. But for now, we're just giving this a nice coat of fresh white paint. While I was waiting on all this to dry, I decided to move those 2 little shelves that were holding her books over here next to her nightstand. That way she can easily get to them. She was really in love with this Diary of a Wimpy Kid series for a while. Right now, she is on the Harry Potter train. She is on the 1st book at this moment, and I am actually on the 3rd book. So we've seen the movies tons of times. Me, probably more than anyone else in my entire family, love Harry Potter. Big Potterhead. But I had never read the books and neither had she. So she loves her Diary of a Wimpy Kid and she likes to keep them separate from the rest of her books, but she is not really reading them much. I think she's read this entire series. Right now she is obsessed with Harry Potter and she is on the 1st book. But I did want to make these easily accessible to her since she does love this series so much and she likes to keep it separate from the rest of her other books so it doesn't get cluttered in. This is a chair I got from like a garage sale or Goodwill like a long time ago, and it's definitely seen better days. It was coming apart in a lot of different places, and there were no screws in these areas. It was just kind of like dowels in the end. So I decided to just put some wood glue inside of those, and then I just pushed them really good and then clamped them. And then after that was dry, I went to our very messy garage, and I hit it with a coat of this satin spray paint. She loves the color blue. It's her absolute favorite color, but I didn't want anything like too dark or too crazy. So I went with this really pretty, like light kind of pastel-y blue. It turned out really, really pretty, and she absolutely loved that the chair went from purple to blue. Sometimes it's the small touches, honestly. While I was waiting for that to dry, I decided to remove this kind of art situation that I did when I redid her room the first time, and I'm just going to put up a few framed pictures. I just chose some pretty butterfly pictures, printed them off of Google, and then I made sure there was some blue incorporated in these prints when I printed them off, but also wanted to incorporate some of the purple and the pink that was already in her room.
I'm thinking you were made for me. Isn't it my birthday yet? Cause I gotta say, you're looking like a gift for me. Wrapped up nice and neat, baby. Get in my way now, don't be shy. We'll be here dancing day and night. Get in my groove now, don't be shy.
I picked up this lamp from Walmart. I think it was like $10 or something like that. I think it was $10, $9.98 if I'm not mistaken. And this lamp is just going to go on her nightstand just for a little bit of extra brightness in the room. Like I said, we still need to get that ceiling light fixed and figure out what's going on with that. But for now, we're just trying to do what we can. And I like that it brings a little bit of ambiance to this side of the room, if I'm being honest. I thought I was ready for the final touches. I was like, yes, I'm almost done. This cute little plant I got from Pop Shelf. But then I decided to do a little something extra. So let's hang up this mirror first. She had one here before and it fell and she stepped on it. So she's been without a mirror for a while. And going into middle school, you need to make sure, you are feeling good about yourself before you go and check whatever it is that you need to check whenever you're a preteen. So I went ahead and hung this mirror up. And then I did this frame picture over here with a picture of her and her dad from her last birthday last year. And this is when I was like, hey, new day. I wasn't like vibing with how like tiny the decorations now looked on this wall. All of those wall stickies that I did, now that the room is rearranged and most of the wall is not covered, like before she had the TV and everything on that side, it looked purposeful. Now it just kind of looks like half of them fell off. So I went ahead and I ordered another set of them. Actually, I think I got 2 other sets possibly, and I didn't end up using all of it. I did save some of it and put it in the top of her closet in case I ever need to use it again. But I am focusing on the big pieces and then like the very like small ones, like the little butterflies and like the little tiny, I forget what they're called, the little wish plants. I call them like a wish plant because you make a wish and blow on it. But I'm just focusing on covering the wall and kind of trickling into the small ones as I get close to the ceiling, just because I felt like it looked, like I said, a little bit bare and like not purposeful, you know, like, oops, I ran out. So I wanted to make sure it looked really nice. And she really liked it going all over the entire wall. She thought it looked really cool.
Cause I got this list of my favorite things. You could be the part where it all begins. You could be the first and the second and the third and the rest of it.
Now is the time for this one final touch right here on her new blue chair, and the room is complete. I love the way this turned out, and she is absolutely loving it. She loves all the different pops of blue that we incorporated into the room because it's her favorite color, and we didn't have to go too crazy. We did it in a very affordable way that didn't mean that we had to change the entire wall color or anything. She loves her desk moved over, and she is really rocking with those shelves. She's already filled some more shelf space up with some new Legos that she got for her birthday, and she has really been enjoying this space. I'm super happy that we could do this for her, not just as an early birthday present, but just because she's a good kid and she deserves it. And you know what? Going into middle school is a big deal. And I just wanted her room to reflect a little bit of a change. While I couldn't do a huge change like I really want to, I did want it to reflect that things are changing for her and she is growing up. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I hope you found it helpful or at least entertaining. Make sure you check out the video and the playlist on the screen. And as always, smash that subscribe button so you can become part of our YouTube family. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Everything